So have you guys, or how quick are you guys to believe everything you see, whether it's on TV, social media, or just papers out there, anywhere like newspapers and stuff like that? Well, PETA has become big on social media, showing like graphic images of rodeo animals and just any other animals out there, and most of it is not true. So today I'm going to talk about three things, which is my first one is what is PETA, my second one is false advertising, and my third one is why to not support PETA. My whole life, I've rodeoed my whole life, as I've said before in my prior speeches, but PETA has been a huge part of it, whether it's from, doing protests at rodeos or putting up banners, saying like, don't go to this, they abuse animals, and show graphic pictures that aren't true. So we're going to jump right into my body. My first main point is what is PETA? And I'm going to read something to you. And this is from PETA activists. They focus on their main four largest numbers of animals the groups suffer the most intensity from. And they say one is the food industry, so like not properly being fed or watered, not taken care of, I should say. The second group they say is clothing, so that means like when it's raining out or cold out or snowing out, that they don't have anything to keep them warm, whether it's a shed, a barn, a blanket, a heat lamp in there, anything to keep them warm. The third one is laboratories, so they're talking about like going to the vet's office. Well, 98% of the time the vets are going to take care of them and take exceptionally well care of them because that's how they get paid. That's their job, and if they don't do a good job, they don't get paid. And a lot of vets, that's how they make their money. So a lot of vets take exceptionally well care of animals, especially not theirs. Even if the vet has their own animals, they're very well taken care of too. Because essentially, us rodeoing, like full time, that's our job. So if we don't have well prepared horses, then we don't have a good income. And lastly, the entertainment industry, which they think the entertainment industry doesn't take well care of their horses. Well, most horses live a better life in the entertainment industry. Like, they're spoiled. Like, they got, treats 24/7. People always playing with them, taking care of them. Like, by taking care of them, I mean brushing on them and, braiding their mane and tail, not, food-wise, water-wise, and all that. My second point is, in today's society, PETA falsely labels producers, ranchers, and slaughter plants, and also carekeepers for livestock across the country, which is false because you go to a lot of rodeos, you'd see for yourself. But I'm not going to get too in detail on that because later on in my speech I'm really going to go in detail about that. So we're going to jump to false advertising. So it appears PETA will do anything to save the animals, even if that means making up things like bogus slogans are used, which is offending not only animal carers, but also people that have nothing to do with rodeo. I mean, just the graphic pictures or videos they show really does affect people. Other ways PETA falsely advertises by taking vulgar photos from other countries. So, for example, is the slaughterhouse. Like, the U.S. is like the number one ranked slaughterhouse, like cleanness-wise and taking care of the facilities, as where other countries not as well. I mean, they're still nice, but not to the U.S. expectations. Well, what PETA does is they go over to the other countries and they'll take pictures of very vulgar things that or even stuff that's not clean, and they'll put them here in the U.S. Like the pictures, they'll bring them back here in the U.S. and say that's a U.S. plant. Well, 98% of the time, it's false information. The U.S. has very strict rules at slaughterhouses. They have to get inspected, 3 to 4 times approximately a year, and if they don't pass, they're shut down. They can't reopen. So that's another way PETA gets false advertising in. And then lastly, why not to support PETA? Well, in today's society, the government has passed so many regulations from time anything is born to the time it grows a couple years old. Like there's so many regulations on how much a horse should be fed a day, how much water they should have a day, how much minerals they should have, how they should be treated. Well, this habit is, for any rodeo guy is, the most important. It's, yeah, no. So, being active in rodeo, I have first-hand experience with PETA activist labeling. Me, personally, as abusive to my performance horses, along with the livestock used in the rodeo industry, my horses get fed approximately 6 pounds of grain a day. That's a lot of grain. And they get hay. They get 2 bales a day, a bale each horse. A horse doesn't eat a bale a day, but by golly, my horses still have it in there for them, whether they eat it or not. My horses approximately get watered, fresh water, 2 to 3 hours every day. So like they have fresh water in front of them every day, all day. And for the animals that are used in the livestock, livestock that's used like the cattle, if the PETA activists would just go behind the scenes and go behind the chutes where the animals are kept, they would see that the horses have fresh water. They have hay in front of them 24/7. They're getting poured a bunch of feed. They're well taken care of because essentially that's how the livestock and the person that brings them, the producer, makes his money by bringing good cattle and good livestock like bulls and horses. So today I talked about, what is PETA, false advertising, and why to not support PETA. I just hope, later on down the road, PETA eventually realizes that people realize that they're producing false advertising and everything they're saying is not really true, and that they kind of ease down or go away eventually. So, thanks for listening.